Justin and Hailey Bieber are fighting with a TikToker over things the TikToker's been saying about them and their marriage. And they sent this TikToker a cease and desist letter. And so we want to talk to our official attorney, Lisa Lanier, because they are public figures. Is there a limit to what you can and can't say about a famous person like Justin Bieber on TikTok? If you're just saying, spreading maybe false information or whatever, what is the rule on that? Good morning, Lisa.
Hey, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, this is a fun one. They're back in the news, right? We can't get enough of the Biebers.
Right.
So what has happened is that this TikToker, right? Her name is Julie Thies, and she has gone on social media and posted that they are an example of an abusive relationship stemming from drug addiction.
Oh.
And so the Biebers are pissed, especially Mrs. Bieber. and so, because the letter was actually initiated by Hailey Bieber, who, hired this lawyer to send them the cease and desist letter saying you have to take down your videos and never post this kind of thing, anything about us again. And the TikToker has kind of fired back and said, look, this is opinion. This is just how you all seem, and it's just my opinion. And opinion is protected under defamation law. And so she's trying to shield herself. And it sounds like she's not backing down and not taking it down. And so the next step will be, will the Biebers file a lawsuit? Quite possibly, because what ends up happening a lot of times in these kind of cases is the Biebers' superior financial resources will prevail, and this TikToker likely won't be able to afford protracted litigation and will ultimately end up settling with them and taking it down. That's what usually happens. But and what she's doing is kind of walking, what the TikToker is doing is kind of walking a fine line, because when you say something like, I think so-and-so is an alcoholic, you're making a factual implication that they are an alcoholic. And so that crosses a line. It's not really opinion. You're making it, it's an implied fact. And so I think it's kind of weak on the opinion. If she wanted to be more careful, she could say, wow, he looks disheveled. Wow, they look unhappy. Those kinds of things. Those are opinions that you think, he looks disheveled. And you could even say, like, I wonder what's going on to make him look like that, or whatever. But those are examples of just how to walk a line without coming out and saying he's a drug addict.
Like the tabloids.
He's abusive.
Like the tabloids do all the time. I mean, you see on just standing, I know it's an antiquated saying, but it's like, oh, I read the tabloids or the magazines, trash mags in the grocery store line, but they're still there.
They're still there, yeah.
And they're still making stars look terrible. And so that's like how you walk the line, I guess.
Yeah, you walk the line by showing what it is that you're making these observations about, and you can comment about, how terrible they look or whatever. But if you cross that line into saying he's abusive, he's a drug addict, it is implied. Even if it's your opinion only, it's still an implied fact.
Go ahead, Lisa.
Celebrities are held to they're held to a higher standard anyway. So it would have to be false, and she would have to have known it's false or had a reckless disregard for the truth. So it is harder for a celebrity to win a defamation lawsuit. Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
No. I didn't know. I was interrupting you. But what if you said something like this, like, in my opinion, or it reminds me of people that have had drug issues in my, I've seen abusive relationships, and this seems like this could be one of those, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Like, could that mark on her face, could it be because abuse, or he looks bad, could it be because of drugs?
Or just
like
saying, in my opinion.
In my opinion.
Does that cover
she said
you?
no.
No, you can't at all.
Well, I think on some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's where she's bumping up against that line where she says, in my opinion, that's abuse. But she could say, things that go right up to that edge. Like, I wonder what caused that, Mark. I wonder, could that have been, did someone hit her? Did she fall down? I mean, you can do all this kind of circular kind of speculation about it that kind of gets you to the same end result without coming out and saying he's abusive when you don't know that for a fact.
But Lisa, another thing I wanted to ask you, because I know that if you say something that is not true, let's say you said, I ate yesterday at this restaurant and there was hair in my food. And if it's not true, that would be probably a lawsuit if they wanted to. But could you say something like, in my opinion, this restaurant just doesn't have good food, and I don't like the way they manage the restaurant. Is that more of an opinion or one or the other?
Yes, that's an opinion. When you say, I didn't like the food, I didn't like the way the staff treated me. But what's interesting is in a world where people live and die by reviews, you are starting to see there's actually a lawyer in D.C. who has made a huge name for himself representing restaurants and businesses, even small ones, and going after people and suing them to take down these reviews, even where they are opinion. And it's that resources thing where the business can afford it and the consumer can't afford to fight it, so they just take it down right away.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because I really know how to defame people with those.
Goodness,
I do. Yeah. I mean, if you really wanted to, I know if you say something is not true, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. But if it's always like, well, could they be? It seems like, or in my opinion, this looks bad, or I hate going there because this happens to me. It just seems like it's easy to defame somebody without having to, as long as it's kind of coming in that direction, except for the fact she says that Justin Bieber has all the resources with lawyers and money.
But the interesting part for me about this story is that there's speculation and people giving their opinions about Haley and Justin everywhere you turn.
All the time.
I don't know why this one in particular is like hitting a nerve.
Ooh. I wondered that. I wondered why this lady, I didn't know, like, is it because she has more followers than most? Or I don't know. There's something really struck a chord, especially with Haley Bieber. Well, for one thing, I think she posted something, I believe, and because I go down these deep dives for you guys on these stories, and I end up rabbit holing all morning on it. And
sorry, Lisa.
And I love it. It's actually a lot of fun. It's better than my day job. And I love my day job, but it's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it is. There was a post, and I believe it was from this woman, Julie Thies, that implied that, or even said, not just implied, I think said that Haley Bieber was saying these things, and so I think that's what really, she was attributing it. She was attributing the accusations of abuse and drug addiction to Haley Bieber, and so I think that's what really got under Haley's skin here. Was like, look, hey, now you're not just speculating, but you're attributing it to me.
Got it.
But
that's probably the line.
Yeah,
doesn't it come out where as well that one, like you just said, Katie? There's all these different comments about Justin and Haley, but this one stuck out. It's almost like this is the one that might be true, right? Because it stuck out. See, right there, I said this is the one that might. You hear that, Lisa? And
so legally smart.
And then this is the one.
In your opinion, right?
This is in my opinion, this is the one that stuck out. But also, it creates more tension to it. So out of all the ones, that one is the one they have a problem with, and we're going to create a bunch of attention, and we're talking about it now.
And I don't know how many, I'm not sure because I did not know her name till you just said it, Lisa, Julie Thies, but is it relentless? I mean, is this TikToker going on? Because with tabloids, you can only print as quickly as you can print and get it out.
Right.
TikTok, you can go right away. And is like harassment.
But tabloids are online too.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah.
No, I do see there's some people, their whole channels are about like one celebrity, and that's all they do is talk about that person. And usually it's, rage bait, so it's usually negative.
Yep.
Sports commentators or sports opinionists, all they do is speculate about, I think this and this and this person might be this and that. Yep. That's all they do. And they trash. You don't really ever see a lawsuit come from it, though. But
this woman has...
Well, and wouldn't it be better? Wouldn't it have been better had the Biebers just ignored it?
Yes.
Because they've thrown fuel on the fire. They've poured gas all over it.
Yes. She has...
because now this lady is getting more and more followers.
Yep.
And more and more people are paying attention to this story and talking about it like we are. I think they would have been better off just ignoring it.
Yep. Kind of like the Matt Khalil thing, suing his ex about the big wiener stuff, and because his new wife's upset. Like, well, now everyone's talking about it. Like, it could have just been handled in a quiet way.
Out.
Yeah,
it would have just completely died out. And same here with this. Like you said, people are talking about Justin Bieber every day. Why throw this attention toward it and make this lady more popular?
Yep.
And once something is out there on the internet, even if she takes it down, there's going to be copies of it and versions of it that will never go away. It's never going to go away.
Yep. That's all Reddit is, I think. All right. Well, you're great, Lisa. We appreciate you. If you're ever injured, contact her right away at hireaheavyweight.com.
The girl Julie Thies has 624.3 thousand followers, but 24.2 million likes.
Okay.
So it's getting a lot of traction.
And the likes, so that means she has hundreds of millions of views. She has 24 million likes.
24 million likes.
Yeah, the likes are hard to get
Yeah.
on TikTok as compared to views. She probably has hundreds of millions of views.
Yep.
If not,
I'll check back again tomorrow.